Alright guys, Papa Pepper back once again with some amazing facts about the softshell turtle. So, the softshell turtle, Triachididae, is a very interesting group of animals. What you're going to notice compared to other turtles is that they are very flat. Okay, very flat turtles. They are also very high speed. If you take a close look at it, you'll see that the nose is very pointed. They do have a nice long neck too, like a snapping turtle or some other turtles. So these are going to be some of the largest freshwater turtles in the world, and there's about 30 species of them worldwide. You're going to find them in North America like this one, Asia and Africa. In Asia there's actually 2 species that can reach over 3 feet in length. So like with many turtles and many animals, whoa, it's trying to bite me in the face there. The larger ones are going to be the females. So the males only have a certain amount of job in the whole procreation. The larger ones, females, they're going to be able to hold a lot more eggs. So depending on the species, there's some variations, but these can live for over 50 years. This one's a spiny softshell turtle, so right across its back there's a number of little spines. And that's where they get the name from, a spiny softshell turtle. These guys can lay about 10 to 40 eggs, although there's some species around the world that can lay like 100 eggs. They're a very large turtle, and like I said, on land and in water, these guys are incredibly fast. One thing about them is that they can actually outswim some fish. So these guys are mostly carnivorous. They will eat some plants too, but they'll eat fish, insects, crayfish, mollusks, and they can actually take out a fish. They can overpower and outswim a fish to actually catch them that way if they need to. But predominantly they're going to be an ambush predator. So some cool things about this turtle is, first of all, it's very streamlined, okay? So it can head through the water very quickly. It has big webbed toes, and actually on each of these toes there are 3 claws on each of these feet, in the front and in the back, 3 claws. That's where the Triachididae, three-toed, is actually what it means for this group of turtles. So as an ambush predator, they're able to be so nice and thin, they can slide under the mud or under the sand. They dig themselves in, and then they'll just sit there and wait. I've actually seen them down in irrigation canals down in Texas, where you just see a hole in the mud in the bottom of the canal. And I'm like, you know what? There's got to be one down there. I went down, felt around, and sure enough, there was one hiding there. But if you notice, especially with this nose, they have a very pointed nose. So all that this giant turtle needs to do to break the surface is that tip of the nose just needs to protrude out of the water. That's actually smaller than the size of the tip of a pencil. So if you imagine out there somewhere in the lake, all of a sudden this tiny little thing less than the size of a pencil pokes out of the ground. That could be or out of the water, breaks the surface. That's all these guys need to do to breathe, and then they can be right back under. And with the long necks that they have, they can actually be buried pretty deep in the water, you know, sometimes a foot or more, and still be able to reach the surface to breathe and then go back to being an ambush. So these guys are absolutely incredibly cool. One thing that a lot of people don't know is this type of turtle can actually extract oxygen from the water by pumping water over the throat lining, and they can extract oxygen that way. So they're not just going to be breathing from the air, but they can extend their underwater periods by extracting oxygen from the water, which is absolutely crazy. And as far as their reproduction too, you know, certain reptiles like alligators and some turtles, the sex of the eggs, you know, when they hatch, the sex of the hatchlings is going to be determined based upon the temperature. But these ones are actually, it's genetic, that they're passing down, whoa, which gender the babies are going to be. So very cool, absolutely amazing. This one was gifted to me by a friend. He found it and said, hey, if you want to go set it free, you can. So I picked it up. I'm going to try to get just a little bit of footage to show you guys how quick this is under the water. But for a big flat one, you know, they don't have the hard shoots. Look at that shell. It is very soft, helps them be more aerodynamic, super fast, giant webbed feet, crazy looking. You can see she's kind of scratched up from sliding across rocks or something. But these guys are going to be preferring a lot of times the rivers too. They're going to like being in quick moving water. Some turtles that are aquatic can't really swim in high-speed rivers, but a lot of times when you find these guys, that's where you're gonna find them, is in some quick-moving rivers and streams and stuff like that. Here we are out at Lake Bull Shoals. That's the nearest decent body of water. And these guys, you know, they'll stay in the shallows a lot of times. Like I said, if they're gonna bury themselves and then reach out through the top, they can't be, you know, 30 feet down, buried under the water, you know, at the bottom of the river, bottom of the lake. Whoa! And then still reach the surface. So a lot of times you'll see these guys sunning themselves, and they will just take off on land incredibly fast too. But they're even quicker under the water. I'm not sure. It's gonna be a quick second that I let this one go and she's gonna be gone. I'm gonna get the GoPro out and do that. But across North America, Asia, and Africa, 30 species, right? Different kinds of soft-shell turtles, absolutely incredible. I'll add a couple pictures or something at the end too, just to show you guys a better look at her up close. And we're gonna get this one back into its natural environment. So one thing too is it can take these guys, you know, 8 to 10 years to even reach sexual maturity and start reproducing. So you figure you got 50-year turtle, waits 10 years, you know, there's maybe 40 years of reproduction that they can do. And thankfully these guys don't have big tails. Her tail's a nice short little one, and then her vents after that. But like snapping turtles, when people pick up snapping turtles by the tails, some of those turtles are actually so heavy, it puts such a strain on the reproductive organs back there that people can, oh, I'm gonna help this turtle out of the street, and they pick it up and they sterilize it and then release it, which kind of defeats the purpose of having big turtles out there in the wild. So thankfully these ones don't have long tails to deal with. But okay, she's ready to go. Papa out. if that would really work. That did not really work. Incredibly fast creature. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.